And now, RSM, the Rams Sports Magazine Show.
Good evening and welcome to RSM, Rams Sports Magazine Show. I'm your host, Anthony Keith. Less than a week after National Signing Day, newly named head coach Jim McElwain of the CSU football team announced a majority of his coaching staff minus the defensive coordinator. Here's a quick meet and greet with those coaches. Jim McElwain is getting closer and closer to completing his supporting cast.
From an experience standpoint, I think we've done a great job. The other thing is from a recruiting standpoint, I think it's very important to get guys with regional ties to the areas that we need to go make our home.
On Tuesday, McElwain introduced 4 new names to the Ram family: Marty English, Derek Frazier, Jeff Hammerschmidt, and Alvis Whitted.
And I can't tell you how excited I am to have these guys on board.
English comes from the University of Wyoming, where he served as the defensive coordinator and linebackers coach for the Pokes since 2003. Prior to that, he spent 16 seasons coaching at his alma mater, the University of Northern Colorado.
My mentors are Sonny Lubick and Joe Glenn. Those are the guys that talked to Coach Mack and thought this was a great move for me to get to come back. I've been wanting to get back into Colorado.
He has been put in charge of the D-line at CSU. Introduced next was Derek Frazier. A former player for English, he was the center for the Bears' 1996 Division II championship team. Frazier is a Rocky Mountain High School grad and is back in his hometown and will take on the responsibility of the O-line.
Having given me the opportunity to come back to my hometown where I grew up watching, Colorado State play on Saturdays. Went to Colorado State football camp when I was, younger, and just being part of something that was so big in my childhood.
Rams fans may recognize Jeff Hammerschmidt's name. Jeff has been hired on as the special teams coach and is the brother of Dan Hammerschmidt, a former CSU assistant under Steve Fairchild.
Almost born and raised at Colorado State. I went to University of Arizona. Dan went here, so I have a real strong feeling to Colorado State.
Alvis Whitted will take up as head of the receiving corps for the Rams. With 9 years of NFL experience as a player, Whitted most recently worked at UCLA as an offensive quality control assistant.
I just want to say that I am humbled and honored for this opportunity to be here. As a young coach, it's very important for me to be around good men and a good staff, and I think that's what we really have assembled here. And I'm very excited, again, about this opportunity and the direction we're going. A little bit about myself. I'm a native of Durham, North Carolina. I played my college ball at North Carolina State University, graduated in 1998, and had the good fortune of being drafted in the 7th round by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Played there for 4 years, left there as a free agent, went to the Atlanta Falcons. From there, left to go to the Bay Area, playing the Oakland Raiders. And coincidentally, had the good fortune of meeting Coach Mack there and being coached by him. So again, guys, I just want to thank you for having me. I'm excited, again, about the where we're going, the staff we have.
McElwain also allowed his previous hires to come forward during Tuesday's presser and introduce themselves. His offensive coordinator for the upcoming season, Dave Baldwin. Baldwin was hired early January, is a Denver native and played for John Elway's father, Jack, at Cal State Northridge. He coached under the elder Elway most of his career, including stops at Northridge, San Jose State, and Stanford. This will be his 33rd season in coaching.
Truly excited to work for Coach Mack. He and I were together at at Michigan State. It's something that I had a chance when he called. I had no second thoughts about it. I know the greatness in the young man that I'm going to work for. He's got a passion for the game. He's got a passion for players. He knows what it's all about. It isn't just winning, but it's how you go through that process and how you care for kids. And when he said, "Could you come?" and I was on the plane coming right away. So,
Tim Duffy is one of the few returners to the program. He joined the Rams in 2008 as the cornerbacks coach under Steve Fairchild. He was rehired by McElwain January 4th of this year and currently carries the title of recruiting coordinator.
Tim Duffy. I've been here the last 4 years and very thankful to still be a part of the staff. Thankful to Mr. Jack Graham, Coach Mack, and just to be a part of the great staff that we have here. Really excited about the direction we're going. Can't wait to spring ball kicks off here to get involved with our kids, and just excited to be here. Very thankful to stand in front of you today, so thanks a lot.
Billy Napier becomes Coach Mack's assistant head coach and is in charge of the quarterbacks. He spent 2011 with McElwain at Alabama as an offensive quality control assistant. His coaching career is still young as he began as a grad assistant in Clemson in 2003, but went on to take responsibility of QBs at South Carolina State before joining Clemson in 2006 as a tight ends coach, where he eventually became the offensive coordinator in the 2009-2010 season before making the move to the Crimson Tide.
And really looking forward to the challenge of getting CSU football back where it needs to be. And really excited about the direction under Jack Graham and the things that he's bringing. And a little bit about me. Grew up in Georgia. Dad was a high school coach. Two brothers that coach high school football. Never any question that that's what I wanted to do. And happened to be in the college game and really believe in the game of football and the things that it can help young men with down the road. So looking forward to the challenge and the opportunity of helping get this program back where it needs to be.
Then there's Tim Skipper, the man in charge of the linebackers. Skipper joined the staff January 5th and brings with him 11 years of coaching experience. He was an assistant for Fresno State back in 2008 when the Rams took on the Bulldogs in the New Mexico Bowl.
Two reasons why I'm here. First off, this obvious one is Coach McElwain invited me to come. And secondly, Coach McElwain and Jack Graham, the vision, the beliefs, the goals that they have, and the family atmosphere that they're building here, I can't miss out on that. I think this is a special time. I think you can feel it in the air if you've been around and paying attention to what's going on. And I played ball at Fresno State as well. And I came here in the late 90s and we got blown out the stadium. I mean, the team was playing on a high level. And I expect to get back to that, and I'm excited to get back to that. I know Coach McElwain is one of the brightest coaches that there is in football. I got to work with him at Fresno State. I was running back coach, he was offensive coordinator, so I know what he can do firsthand. And just listening to the way Jack Graham talks, you know he's going to get it done. So I'm excited and ready and confident that this is a special place here and ready to get it started. Thank you.
Mike Kent is in charge of the strength and conditioning core with assistant Rashard Harris.
My name is Mike Kent. I'm the head strength coach here. We've been doing this for a number of years. If you notice that I've got a little gravel voice, part of that goes with the territory, and part of it goes for those young men that are sitting right there. If you pan over, that guy just got done running, the next one's getting ready to. So that's what we do for a living. But we're really excited to be around our guys here. I started coaching as a student assistant in 1981 in Fairmont, West Virginia, Fairmont State College. I didn't get to play my senior year, hurt myself, so I started out years ago. I've been all over the place. My connection with Coach Mack is the University of Louisville when Rashad was a player. After I left Louisville, I was at the University of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania. Then I found Dorothy out in Manhattan, Kansas, Kansas State University. Then I went back home to what I consider home, Mountain, North Carolina, Appalachian State University. I was there for 9 years. My wife and I consider Boone, North Carolina our home. But we are very, very excited. If you talk to these gentlemen over there and be an idea to be around the staff and Coach Mack, we've been working with our athletes for approximately, we're on week 4 of our off season. And we are very, very fortunate that these young men have committed themselves to our vision of what we're doing from a strength and conditioning standpoint.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Rashard Harris, and originally I'm from Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, and I went to Athens High School where Phillip Rivers was my teammate. I guess you guys know that that guy for the Chargers. But anyway, from there I went and played for the University of Louisville from '97 to 2000.
Tom Ehlers remains the director of football operations and will be entering his 28th year at CSU.
The history and traditions and honor what we've done here, and I really look forward to how it's all lined up to move this program where we all know it can be. He's hired a great staff, and he's just doing some really neat things that are well, it's just going to take it to where it should be.
And guys, in the process of hiring a staff, I think there's a couple things that I learned as I spoke with a lot of guys that are head coaches and have been head coaches. If there was one thing that they all gave me a piece of advice, was to make sure that your hires are right. Don't jump to it and try to just go get it hired, but make sure that the fit for your program, both recruiting, personality, all the different things that are needed to have success in your program and your organization. And I can't tell you how excited I am to have these guys on board. They've been in programs where, you know, whatever it needed, whether it be to paint the field, whether it was to sell popcorn at the basketball game because the different departments needed help, these guys all understand that. Yet at the same time, they've worked their way up through a lot of different programs and at all levels, both major universities, BCS level schools, as well as you know, some NFL background in some cases as well. So from an experience standpoint, I think we've done a great job. The other thing is, from a recruiting standpoint, I think it's very important to get guys with regional ties to the areas that we need to go make our home. And not only obviously here in the state of Colorado, but the different areas that we need to focus on to go get quality players and quality character athletes to here at Colorado State.
There's still one piece missing to Coach Mack's coaching staff, and that's the defensive coordinator. He says that he's still working out negotiations in contracts with a particular individual, but did not name that person. Don't go anywhere just yet. Coming up next on RSM, I spoke one-on-one with several of those coaches. Stay tuned.
You're watching RSM, the Rams Sports Magazine Show on Northern Colorado 5.
Welcome back to RSM. One of the most surprising hires for Coach McElwain was Marty English. English spent the past 3 seasons up at UW as their defensive coordinator, and before that was the linebackers coach since 2003. I spoke one-on-one with him and several other of the coaches.
Well, it's happened fairly quick for me. So, you know, I just got here yesterday, and my mentors are Sonny Lubick and Joe Glenn. Those are the guys that talked to Coach Mack and thought this was a great move for me to get to come back. I've been wanting to get back into Colorado, and you know, my family, my mom's still down in Denver, and a lot of my wife grew up down in Denver, and so her family's here. It's just really important, and this was a school that I've wanted to be at since I started coaching at Northern Colorado, you know, 26 years ago, and it's just, this is the highest level, and it's what we're excited about, and have the opportunity to come back and be with this great staff and be part of what Coach Mack is putting together is just tremendously exciting to us. So it's been a fast one, a whirlwind, and just really glad to be here. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know what, Coach Frazier over here played for me over at Northern Colorado, and you know, we talk about grassroots. You know, you come through, you're not silver spoon. In other words, you didn't play at a Division I school and get a GA at a Division I school and jump right into a Division I job. You know, you came up where you were at a Division II school at the time, and you were the recruiting coordinator, the strength and conditioning coach, the academic coordinator. I mean, you wore a lot of hats, and so, you know, if you worked from 7 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night, there was no thought process to it. It just, I had to go from having guys in the weight room to going out and running guys on the field to coming in and handling tutor sessions to doing different things, you know, and that's, when you come up like that and you're carrying your own bags at practice and you got guys that got to run 100 yards to go get a drink of water, there's nobody standing there handling one. Those are grassroots. Those are the things that he's talking about. And, you know, you do work your way up. And then you kind of get some of the perks and benefits of being at Division I schools and being at higher levels. And, you know, but the thing is, you never forgot how you got there or what it meant to the kids that played for you on national championship teams in Division II, and what they went through. And really, it was all about the relationships. And that's what you need to foster at this level. And that's what we're really looking forward to. Well, I know a lot about him coming from Wyoming. You know, it's somebody that obviously you paid a lot of attention to because of the border war, and I'm on this side of it. And the border war means even more to me now because I'm a Colorado guy. And that's something that, you know, knowing the team, knowing the kids, I had a lot of friends that were on the staff before. You know, it's not an unknown product to me. It's very well known, you know, what Jack Graham's doing here, what's happening to the university and the athletic department, and what he's done with Coach Mack. And
you know what, we know a lot about CSU, and I know what CSU means to the state of Colorado, and where we want to be within the state in the hierarchy of things, and that's where we want to be on top.
I love hearing that. Last question, Coach. How hard was it leaving Wyoming after the year that year?
It was in my rearview mirror within seconds.
Very happy to be here, first of all, and to be back and to be back coaching with Coach McElwain. We had the opportunity to coach with each other at Fresno State, and now the ability to be back here at Colorado State, coaching for the Rams it's an awesome opportunity, and very fired up about it. I tell you what, starting with Mr. Graham and the vision that he has, and then from the head coach, and with Coach McElwain, and just the person that he is, and the expectations that we're going to get going and get this program going to a point of excellence, and the coaches that we have on the staff and the support staff around it, from the strength coaches to the secretaries to the graduate assistants to the everybody involved in this program, from sports administration, the training room to the compliance. I mean, the feeling on this campus and the feeling of everyone involved in this program, from the alumni to the fans, there's excitement, and that's one thing that you want to talk about when I stepped back in Fort Collins and the opportunity to be back on campus here at Colorado State. I mean, that's what you got. You got excitement. You got people fired up about the Ram football family, and that's what that's what it goes. Exactly.
Did you graduate from UNC?
I did. I graduated from UNC in '97. I had the opportunity to play. Yep, I was a part of that first championship game in 1996, and played for Coach Glenn and Kay Dalton, who was my offensive coordinator, who is a Hall of Fame here at Colorado State. So, Coach English was one of our coaches on that staff, and it's fun. Being back, having the opportunity to coach with Coach Skipper before, having the opportunity to coach with Coach Mack before, playing for Coach English. There's great people on the staff, and to come back home and to be a part of this, like I said, this Ram football family, it's exciting.
It's exciting from the standpoint of just being around really quality, first of all, men. Secondly, great coaches, and one goal, just to create a family atmosphere and be a family and work together to put this place where it needs to be. Just to have a chance to be a part of something special here at Colorado State and give the community something it deserves is exciting for me and my family. Well, I mean, obviously it's tough. You have friends that's on their way out or trying to find something. But at the same time, you're blessed to be a part, and very thankful to have an opportunity to work for a guy like Coach McElwain and get this thing turned the way we want it. Oh man, you can feel the energy from the standpoint of just excitement. You can feel it in the community. My expectation is to win every game. My expectation is playing a national championship game, to be a BCS Buster type team, and I think that's what this community deserves, and that's what the expectation, the standard. I mean, you listen to Jack Graham, he's not talking about playing in, not being 6-6, not being 4-10, not being 3-9. I think we understand the importance of winning football games here, and not just winning games we should win, being in games that people don't expect us to be in.
Now it's not football season yet, so I want to switch things over to basketball. Coming up next on RSM, a little recap of that Air Force Falcons game from Saturday. Stay tuned.
You're watching RSM, the Rams Sports Magazine Show on Northern Colorado 5.
Welcome back to Ram Sports Magazine Show. The CSU men's basketball team is now 4-3 as they hit that midway point of conference play. They had a bye earlier this week on Wednesday. However, they get back to it this Saturday. I want to take time right now to recap that Air Force Falcons game. The Rams were without starter Kaipo Sabas on Saturday after he suffered a high ankle sprain in the game against UNLV last week. The story of this matchup was junior forward Pierce Hornung. It wasn't until there was 4 minutes left in the first half when Hornung got his first points from the field with a layup to put the Rammies up 23-15. Start of the second half, Pierce puts in another layup to put CSU up 29-22 over the Falcons. Just minutes later, another layup to add to his points and his rebounds. CSU 33, Air Force 24. A tip-in by Hornung with 15 minutes left in the game put CSU up 41-24. After a healthy amount of free throws, we see another layup by Pierce with 6 minutes to go. At this point, Colorado State had an 18-point lead. The Arvada, Colorado native got a standing ovation as he exited the court after leading the Rams to a 67-49 victory at Moby Arena over Air Force, notching a double-double with a career-high 23 points and 17 rebounds.
Yeah, I definitely felt like I was in a rhythm out there. Felt like I was in the right place a lot of the time, and yeah, I mean, just tried to work hard and good things happened. I found myself in good position. I was just trying to cut, move without the ball, and my teammates, they found me a lot of the time. I mean, they did a great job.
Again, that was a huge game for Pierce Hornung with his 23 points and 17 rebounds. But coming up next on the show, hear from Tim Miles after that big win.
You're watching RSM, the Rams Sports Magazine Show on Northern Colorado 5.
Welcome back to the show, Rams fans. The head coach of the CSU men's basketball team, Tim Miles, has taken down every team in the state of Colorado. Here's what he had to say after that big win over the Air Force Falcons.
All right, good win. Thank God for Pierce. Next question. You got to pick up a few on the road. There's no doubt about it, and keep doing it at home, But we've got some of our most difficult teams coming here. You look at Wyoming, you look at UNLV, and you look at New Mexico, are our home games, right? And then our road games are Boise, TCU, San Diego State, and Air Force. And so it's going to be a tough run here. And all the math experts got us picked to lose most of them. And so we're going to have to find a way to overcome the computer.
Now, Tim Miles and his team hit the road this Saturday to take on TCU, while the women's team stay at home to play the Lady Horned Frogs. Kristen Holt and her team is actually in second place, battling for first in the Mountain West. I'll have a recap of that game next week for you on the show. Catch you next week, Rams fans.